Welcome to our channel Coin Star, coin lovers and treasure seekers. If you've ever had a handful of change and thought it was nothing more than pocket money, you might want to think again. Because today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins and uncovering the incredible story behind the 1967 Roosevelt dime, a coin that many people overlook every day but which, in the right circumstances, can be worth as much as $84,000. That's right. A simple 10-cent piece, minted in the United States in 1967 with Roosevelt's iconic profile and the word liberty inscribed on the obverse, could be hiding in plain sight in your pocket change, and it's not because of gold or silver content but because of the rare mint errors and die varieties that make it a numismatic gem. The story begins during a transitional time in American coinage history. In the mid-1960s, following the Coinage Act of 1965, the U.S. Mint eliminated the use of silver in dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices and a growing shortage of coinage. As a result, the 1967 Roosevelt dime was composed of a clad composition of copper and nickel, and unlike earlier years, it bore no mint mark, regardless of where it was produced. This was a unique and deliberate decision by the Mint to discourage coin hoarding and to simplify the production process during a time of intense demand for coins. But it's precisely because of these production quirks and challenges that the 1967 dime is so susceptible to rare and valuable minting errors, and that's where things get exciting for collectors. One of the key features that makes some 1967 Roosevelt dimes exceptionally valuable is the presence of striking errors. These include off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during the striking process, resulting in a dramatic and noticeable misalignment of the design. Such errors can range from slight to severe, with the most extreme examples showing part of the design missing altogether, and these are often the most sought after by collectors. Another incredibly valuable variation involves double dies, where the coin is struck more than once with a misaligned die, resulting in a visible doubling of the design elements such as the lettering in Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or even Roosevelt's facial features. A strong double die obverse, DDO, or reverse, DDR, from 1967 can push the value of a coin well into five figures depending on its condition and prominence. Then there are die breaks or cuds, raised, irregular blobs of metal caused by cracks or breaks in the coin die. These flaws, while technically imperfections, are considered highly collectible anomalies and can dramatically boost a coin's value. Another factor that makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime particularly valuable is the potential presence of transitional errors. Occasionally, during changes in coin composition or design, leftover planchets from previous years or specifications may accidentally be used. While it's rarer in the 1967 dimes than in other transitional years, the possibility of a silver planchet being used accidentally, a throwback from pre-1965, is not impossible, and such a discovery would be extraordinary, making the coin incredibly valuable. On top of this, some coins may have been struck using proof dies or unfinished proof dies in circulation strikes, creating hybrid coins that carry the sharpness of proof detail with the finish of a regular business strike. These can fetch massive premiums in auctions. Additionally, the absence of mint marks on the 1967 dimes is worth exploring further. Normally, coins bear mint marks that identify the facility where they were struck, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mark usually indicating Philadelphia. However, in 1967, all mint marks were omitted from dimes regardless of origin, which means any Roosevelt dime from that year showing a mint mark is a rare and likely unintentional error that would drive collectors wild with excitement. Such anomalies, though extremely rare, are considered the pinnacle of minting errors from that year and are heavily pursued in the coin collecting world. Beyond striking errors and mint mark anomalies, there are also planchet errors to consider, coins that were struck on the wrong type of blank, such as a foreign coin planchet or an undersized/oversized disc. These types of mistakes can result in coins that are too light, too heavy, or have odd metallic compositions, and when authenticated, they can command eye-popping prices. Then we move into the realm of condition and grading, one of the most crucial factors in determining a coin's market value. A standard 1967 Roosevelt dime might be worth face value if it's heavily circulated, but a flawless example graded MS-67, MS68, or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially when coupled with a rare error. In fact, one of the highest auctioned Roosevelt dimes from 1967 fetched nearly $84,000 not solely because of an error but due to a rare combination of factors: a minting error, perfect strike, exceptional luster, and immaculate preservation. Collectors prize such specimens because they are virtually one-of-a-kind, modern artifacts that carry stories of production mistakes, minting anomalies, and the mysterious hand of fate. What's more, the 1967 dime market is fueled by collectors who specialize in error coins and are always hunting for the next big discovery, which adds fuel to the fire of value speculation. Some of these coins have sold for enormous sums not only because of what they are but because of what they represent, a glimpse into the chaotic and fascinating world of mass coin production where a minor slip-up can turn a common coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And that's what makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime such a captivating piece. From its roots in the post-silver era of American coinage to the multiple pathways through which it can become extremely valuable: off-center strikes, double dies, transitional planchets, mint mark anomalies, die breaks, hybrid strikes, and exceptional condition, it's a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry tremendous worth when the right circumstances align. For collectors, hunters, and historians alike, the 1967 Roosevelt dime offers an irresistible blend of mystery, value, and rarity, making it one of the most intriguing pieces of mid-20th century American currency. So the next time you find a dime in your pocket, take a good look, especially if it's from 1967. You might just be holding a coin that's not worth 10 cents but $84,000. Keep hunting, stay curious, and never underestimate the hidden wealth that might be lying in your change jar. Where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change and potentially be worth a fortune, today, we bring you the incredible story of the 1978 Roosevelt dime, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents but which has stunned collectors and auction houses alike by reaching a jaw-dropping market price of $192,000 due to rare and mind-blowing minting errors and production anomalies that set it apart from the billions of ordinary dimes in circulation. This video will walk you through everything that makes this humble coin a potential treasure, so stay tuned as we unfold the numismatic wonder behind the 1978 Roosevelt dime, starting with the background. This coin, featuring the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, was minted as part of the regular dime series produced by the United States Mint since 1946 to commemorate the legacy of the 32nd President of the United States, and while the majority of 1978 Roosevelt dimes were produced without any remarkable difference or unusual features, a very small handful were minted with significant mint mark errors, striking mistakes, planchet anomalies, and other unintentional flaws that today contribute to their astronomical value in the eyes of expert collectors and enthusiasts around the world. And the first thing that sets some of these rare 1978 dimes apart is the mint mark error. Typically, Roosevelt dimes were minted at three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with the mint mark P, D, or S respectively indicating where the coin originated, but in a few ultra-rare instances, dimes have been found with either no mint mark at all, a misplaced mint mark, or even a mint mark that appears double-struck or oddly shaped, which was the result of mechanical malfunction or human oversight at the minting facility. And what makes this kind of mint mark anomaly so valuable is not just its rarity but the demand among collectors who seek one-of-a-kind coins that tell a unique story about the minting process gone wrong. Imagine a 1978 dime struck in Denver, but missing the D mint mark entirely due to a filled die, or another struck with a misaligned S mint mark from San Francisco that overlaps the rim, and then there are dimes with multiple impressions or weak strikes causing the mint mark to appear ghosted or double-layered, often referred to as RPMs, repunched mint marks, and these are among the rarest and most desirable categories when we talk about Roosevelt dimes from 1978 valued above $100,000, and some of the most valuable 1978 Roosevelt dimes also involve significant die errors during production, double die obverse and reverse examples, where the image or lettering appears doubled due to a misalignment between the coin blank and the die, are highly sought after, particularly when the doubling is dramatic and visible to the naked eye, especially on key elements like Liberty, In God We Trust, or Roosevelt's profile. when collectors or graders come across such coins, their rarity and eye appeal instantly increase their market value exponentially, and there are even more subtle yet equally significant errors like off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the blank planchet, leaving parts of the coin unstruck or partially visible, and some of these off-center 1978 dimes are so dramatically off that nearly half the coin's image is missing, with Roosevelt's head pushed toward the rim or completely cut off. Which, while seemingly defective to the untrained eye, are incredibly rare and valuable to seasoned numismatists because they capture the exact moment the minting machinery failed to align, essentially freezing a mistake in time that made it into circulation, and even more fascinating are the transitional errors and wrong planchet errors. These occur when a dime is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for a different denomination, such as a penny or a foreign coin, and such a 1978 dime would not only weigh differently than a normal 2.27-gram dime but also may have unusual coloring due to the different metal composition, which sharp-eyed collectors might spot by testing the coin's weight or observing its sound when dropped on a hard surface, and these diagnostic methods often reveal valuable rarities that pass unnoticed by most people. And then there are clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin is missing because the blank was improperly cut, creating a curved or straight bite mark along the rim of the coin. And when these clipped planchets coincide with other errors like off-center strikes or double dies, the rarity multiplies, leading collectors to place sky-high bids at auctions where such coins are almost never seen more than once in a decade. And some of the top-graded examples of 1978 Roosevelt dimes with such rare features have fetched record-breaking prices in coin shows and online marketplaces, with certified specimens by PCGS or NGC reaching up to $192,000, especially when they are in mint state, MS 67 or above, condition, because coin grading also plays a major role in determining a coin's final market value, and coins preserved in their original luster with no signs of circulation, scratches, or environmental damage always command a premium, and this is particularly true for error coins, where the error must be crisp, visible, and dramatic to warrant the highest valuations. And if you find a 1978 Roosevelt dime with any of the signs we've discussed, missing mint mark, odd weight, doubled lettering, off-center imagery, or clipped edges, it's highly recommended to have it professionally graded and authenticated because authentication not only verifies the error but adds credibility and value to the coin when presenting it to potential buyers, collectors, or auction houses. And the rise in interest around Roosevelt dimes is part of a broader trend in numismatics where error coins are becoming increasingly popular due to their storytelling nature and intrinsic uniqueness, and the 1978 dime in particular stands out because of its relatively high mintage in general circulation, making it even more surprising and exciting to find a rare error version amidst billions of ordinary coins, and this contrast between the common and the rare is what captures the imagination of collectors everywhere, encouraging everyday people to start checking their change and dive into the thrill of treasure hunting right in their wallets. And stories have emerged of lucky individuals finding such valuable coins in coin rolls, old jars, garage sales, estate inheritances, or while sorting through childhood piggy banks, only to later discover they were holding onto a small metal disc worth nearly $200,000. So we urge our viewers to carefully inspect any 1978 Roosevelt dimes they might come across, because with the right combination of mint error, preserved condition, and professional grading, it could be a life-changing discovery, one that elevates a 10-cent coin into the realm of high-end collectibles with 5- and 6-figure valuations. And while not every 1978 dime will be a jackpot, the possibility that yours could be is what makes coin collecting such a thrilling and rewarding hobby, bridging the gap between history, artistry, economics, and luck. And whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, the key is awareness, knowing what to look for, understanding why errors occur, and staying informed about what the market values at the highest premiums. And so we wrap up today's deep dive by reminding our viewers to stay curious, stay observant, and never underestimate the value of a single coin, because the 1978 Roosevelt dime you find today might just be the 6-figure surprise that changes your life forever. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin stories that might just help you turn spare change into serious money. Coin collectors and treasure hunters, today we dive deep into a truly fascinating and jaw-dropping story that has stunned the numismatic world. Yes, we're talking about the incredibly rare and extremely valuable 1997 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin whose face value is just 1 dime, 10 cents, but whose market value has soared to an astonishing $785,000 due to a series of rare minting errors, die anomalies, and historical significance that separates it from the billions of other dimes struck by the U.S. Mint. Now, before you rush off to check your pocket change, stay with us because we're going to walk you through everything you need to know about this remarkable coin, the factors that contributed to its sky-high value, how it came to exist in the first place, and how you can identify one if you're lucky enough to stumble upon it. First, let's acknowledge the face of the coin itself, the 1997 Roosevelt dime, bearing the iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. His profile has appeared on the dime since 1946, the year after his death, in tribute to his tireless work with the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio. On the obverse of the 1997 P. Roosevelt dime, you'll see the word Liberty stamped clearly to the left of Roosevelt's profile, the motto "In God We Trust" just below his chin, and the year 1997 to the lower right. The all-important P mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, rests above the date. On the reverse, the coin features a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Now, let's get into why this specific coin is commanding a value of $785,000 in certain numismatic circles, way beyond its humble 10-cent face value. The value of a coin can spike dramatically when it features a unique error or is produced under abnormal conditions, and the 1997 P. Roosevelt dime has several extremely rare and sought-after characteristics that have turned it into a legend among collectors. First and foremost, we need to consider the concept of mint errors, which are mistakes that occur during the coin's production process at the U.S. Mint. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, missing elements, misaligned dies, wrong planchets, and even incorrect or missing mint marks. The 1997 P. Roosevelt dime that is fetching such a high price is believed to be the result of a minting error where the coin was struck on the wrong planchet, possibly one intended for a foreign denomination or another U.S. coin of a different composition, size, or weight. This alone can make a coin extremely rare because such errors are not supposed to leave the mint at all. When a coin is struck on the wrong metal or has a weight that doesn't conform to specifications, it immediately sets itself apart from the billions of others that match the normal standard. In this case, the planchet used may have been from another coin series altogether, meaning the 1997 Roosevelt dime in question is not just rare, it's essentially a one-of-a-kind anomaly. But that's not all. Some reported 1997 P dimes have also shown strong signs of doubling, which is a type of mint error known as a double die. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin shifts slightly between strikes, resulting in a doubling of the design elements such as letters, numbers, or the profile itself. Coins with clearly visible doubling, especially on words like Liberty or In God We Trust, are incredibly valuable because the mistake is easily seen and definitively confirms its authenticity as an error coin. Doubling on the date or mint mark area can increase the coin's value even further. Add to that the possibility of a misplaced mint mark, where the P appears in a location it wasn't supposed to or is even entirely missing, and the uniqueness of such a specimen skyrockets. These types of mint mark errors are especially fascinating because, in modern times, mint marks are added directly to the dies, making errors involving them extremely rare. There are also reports that a few 1997 P. Roosevelt dimes were struck with rotated dies. This means that the obverse and reverse sides of the coin are not properly aligned. If you flip a normal dime from top to bottom, the reverse design should appear upright. In the case of a rotated die error, the reverse might appear sideways or even upside down. This striking mistake is immediately visible to the naked eye and is considered one of the most desirable error types by collectors. Beyond the technical errors, let's also consider the extremely low known population of these error coins. Among the billions of Roosevelt dimes minted in 1997, only a few with these specific types of major errors are believed to exist, perhaps only 1 or 2 verified specimens in the entire world. That rarity alone drives the market value sky high. A coin that is nearly impossible to replicate and verifiable through third-party grading services becomes a trophy item in a collector's showcase, the kind of coin that wins awards, headlines auctions, and brings prestige and attention to its owner. It's this unique combination of major error types, wrong planchet, double die, misplaced or missing mint mark, and possible die rotation, that makes the 1997 P. Roosevelt dime such a showstopper. And if that's not enough to get your heart racing, let's talk about how the coin was discovered. The story goes that one of these rare dimes was found in circulation, perhaps mixed in with everyday change. This has sparked excitement among collectors and amateur coin hunters alike, leading many to check their loose change, old piggy banks, and even rolls of dimes from banks in hopes of finding this elusive treasure. Now you might be wondering how exactly a coin like this escapes the quality control process at the US Mint. While modern mints have strict protocols and quality control measures, human error and machinery malfunctions are always possibilities. Occasionally, a coin with significant errors can slip through the cracks and make it into circulation, especially if the error is subtle enough not to be caught during the final inspection. The result is a modern miracle in the world of coin collecting, a genuine error coin that somehow made its way into the hands of the public. Once collectors and dealers identify the error and authenticate it, the bidding war begins, and prices can skyrocket, as they did in this case to $785,000. Authentication and grading are absolutely crucial for determining the true value of any coin, especially one claiming to be an error specimen. Reputable grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, will not only confirm whether the coin is genuine but also assign a grade based on its condition, from circulated to mint state. A high-grade error coin is exponentially more valuable than one that shows significant wear. If a 1997 P. Roosevelt dime with a rare error were graded at MS67 or above, it could fetch hundreds of thousands, even millions, depending on the uniqueness and appeal of the error. And don't forget that market value can fluctuate based on collector interest, demand, and the general excitement surrounding a particular coin. The hype and mystery around a high-profile error coin like this only serve to boost its worth. Collectors are often willing to pay more for a coin that has a story, that has appeared in headlines, or that they know others are also desperately searching for. The psychological aspect of collecting, owning what others cannot, plays a massive role in driving prices to astronomical levels. And so, the 1997 P. Roosevelt dime has become more than just a 10-cent coin, it's a symbol of discovery, of the hidden treasures that might lie in the most mundane of places, like your pocket or coin jar. It's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, rarity and error can transform ordinary into extraordinary. It's the kind of story that fuels collectors' dreams, that motivates people to learn the intricacies of coin grading, that drives hours of searching through rolls and rolls of change. Because at the end of the day, who wouldn't want to find a coin worth $785,000 just sitting in their spare change? And if history has taught us anything, it's that treasures like these do exist, they're just waiting to be discovered. So keep your eyes sharp, your magnifiers ready, and your curiosity alive, because the next life-changing coin might be closer than you think. Where the hidden treasures in your pocket change come to life, today's journey dives deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in modern U.S. history, the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime, a seemingly ordinary coin with a face value of just 10 cents, but one that has shocked collectors and coin experts alike by fetching up to $7,489,000 in rare instances due to its unique minting errors, mint mark anomalies, and historical quirks that elevate it from everyday change to numismatic legend. So if you're a collector, investor, or just someone curious about what might be lurking in your coin jar, get ready for an incredible exploration into the minute details and thrilling possibilities that make this particular dime worth far more than its silverless surface might suggest, because when we talk about the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime, we're not just discussing a coin, we're diving into an extraordinary narrative of American minting precision, occasional mishaps, and the resulting flurry of collector excitement that drives values to astonishing heights. Starting with a bit of historical context, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, was immortalized on the dime in 1946, 1 year after his death, not just because of his presidency, but in recognition of his role in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio, a cause close to his heart, and ever since then, the Roosevelt dime has held an honored spot in U.S. coinage, and although the 2003 issue wasn't intended to be particularly special by the U.S. Mint, a combination of minting errors and the rare occurrence of certain mistake patterns has pushed its value into the stratosphere in rare examples, particularly those struck in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P mint mark. And now let's dig into the core reasons that make this dime so incredibly valuable to collectors around the world, starting with minting errors. The term mint error broadly refers to mistakes that occur during the striking process at one of the U.S. Mint's facilities, and these errors can range from off-center strikes, double dies, planchet flaws, and die caps to broad strikes and clipped planchets, and while most coins are struck with mechanical precision, human oversight, worn dies, and machine misalignments can occasionally lead to highly distinctive and recognizable errors that are coveted in the numismatic market, and the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime is known for several significant error types that have become the stuff of legend among collectors, including one of the most striking types, a double die obverse, where the details on Roosevelt's portrait and inscriptions such as "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date 2003 appear slightly doubled, giving the coin a ghostly or shadowed look, and this happens when the die itself receives multiple misaligned impressions from the hub during production, leading to a doubled appearance that is then transferred to every coin the die strikes, and in the case of the 2003 P dime, such doubling has been observed in ways that make it unusually clear and desirable, elevating its rarity and market value substantially. But that's not all. Some dimes have been discovered with off-center strikes, where the coin's design is noticeably misaligned and portions of the image or inscriptions may even be missing, often measured in percentage of deviation from center, and an off-center strike of around 10 to 20% might fetch a modest premium. But coins with more dramatic off-centering, especially combined with a visible date and mint mark, can command jaw-dropping prices, and in rare cases, coins struck 40% or more off-center that still display the year 2003 and the P mint mark have sold for tens of thousands, adding fuel to the collector craze surrounding this particular year. And let's not forget die clash errors, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them, leading to ghostly impressions of the reverse image on the obverse die and vice versa, which then get transferred onto coins, resulting in bizarre and captivating hybrid imagery that serious collectors prize for their uniqueness and error significance. And then there are planchet errors, like wrong planchet strikes, where a dime is accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or for a different U.S. denomination entirely. Imagine discovering a 2003 P. Roosevelt dime struck on a penny or a foreign coin planchet, which would cause the dime to appear thinner, thicker, or even a different color entirely, and some of these extremely rare examples have surfaced and been authenticated, further stoking interest in this seemingly mundane coin. Now moving to one of the most intriguing error types that has ignited discussion and speculation, the missing or misplaced mint mark. By design, all dimes struck in Philadelphia should bear the P mint mark, located to the right of Roosevelt's neck, but errors involving either the complete absence of the mint mark, a faint or filled-in P, or even a misplaced mark due to die wear or die polishing have been noted in certain 2003 examples, and coins with such anomalies, especially when verified and authenticated by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can command massive premiums over their regular counterparts, as collectors regard mint mark anomalies as significant markers of a coin's story and rarity, and when combined with other errors, like a double die or off-center strike, the value can skyrocket into six, and even seven-figure territory, and indeed, a few ultra-rare specimens featuring combinations of these errors, off-center strike with double die and missing mint mark, have crossed auction blocks and private sales for upwards of $7 million, catching headlines and igniting collector communities across the globe. And the excitement is not just about errors, but about possibilities, because with an estimated hundreds of millions of dimes struck in 2003, most of them ordinary, the chance of finding one of these legendary error coins in circulation is vanishingly small, but not impossible, and that's what fuels the passion of hobbyists and treasure hunters. And now let's talk about condition. While errors are crucial, a coin's condition or grade dramatically affects its value. And grading agencies assess everything from luster and surface preservation to strike sharpness and eye appeal, and a coin that's already rare due to its error type but also receives a high grade, such as MS68 or higher, becomes exponentially more desirable, and in the case of the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime, high-grade error examples are rare and almost mythic, and such a coin in mint state with a major visible error can command astronomical prices, often reaching into the millions. And when news of one of these coins selling for nearly $7.5 million hit collector forums and auction houses, it created a ripple effect across the numismatic world, sending collectors digging through their collections and rolls of coins in search of a jackpot find, and what makes these coins even more valuable is their official authentication. Without certification, even a genuine error coin may be undervalued or dismissed, but with authentication from PCGS, NGC, or ANAX, a coin's credibility and market value increase dramatically. And some examples of 2003 P. Roosevelt dimes with unique errors and perfect grading have appeared in high-profile auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, creating intense bidding wars that further boosted public awareness of these ultra-rare dimes. And now let's touch on the collector psychology. The allure of finding a life-changing coin in everyday change is a powerful motivator, and stories of rare coins turning up in parking lot finds, inherited change jars, or forgotten collections keep the dream alive for many numismatists and casual collectors, and the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime embodies that dream perfectly, offering a tantalizing mix of plausible accessibility and extreme rarity, and the longer these rare examples remain undiscovered, the higher their speculative value climbs, driven by scarcity and the coin market's natural dynamics. And with coins being lost, spent, or damaged over time, the pool of high-quality error coins only shrinks, further driving up demand. And this is why even today, coin roll hunters continue to meticulously sort through bank rolls of dimes, hoping to spot that telltale doubling, misalignment, or ghost mint mark that could spell a small fortune. And for those wondering whether they might already possess such a coin, it's vital to carefully inspect any 2003 Roosevelt dime with unusual characteristics using a jeweler's loupe or microscope. And any suspicious or extraordinary example should be submitted to a trusted grading service for professional evaluation, and while the chances may be slim, the potential reward is life-changing, because after all, a 10-cent coin that could be worth $7,489,000 isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of hidden value, a testament to the intricate and occasionally imperfect world of minting, and a beacon of hope for collectors everywhere that the next great numismatic discovery might be sitting right there in your pocket. So whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the story of the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime serves as a powerful reminder to always pay attention to the small details, because in the world of coins, the smallest things can make the biggest difference, and your next find might just rewrite history and your bank account in one thrilling moment. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories just like this.